This video will focus on Burden 2, substantive evidence of genocidal intent. This is a critical component for proving the crime of genocide. The core question of this inquiry centers on whether the facts meet the legal threshold of Article 2C under the Convention. We must assess the environmental impact and the culpability, or specific genocidal intent, behind the coordinated actions. Article 2C defines genocide as inflicting conditions of life calculated to bring about the group's physical destruction. This include starvation, denial of essentials, forced displacement, and destruction of conditions, all of which ensure physical peril. We are guided by Lemkin's principle, which recognizes genocide as a composite process encompassing both cultural and physical destruction, extending beyond the immediate act of mass killing. One key tactic is the blockade, characterized by resource deprivation and engineered famine. This directly targets the civilian population, aiming for total capitulation or physical elimination of the group. The September 2023 assault featured infrastructure destruction, cutting evacuation routes to trap the population, and rendering territory permanently unlivable, ensuring no return. The result was a forced exodus and the ethnic cleansing of Artsakh. Over 100,000 ethnic Armenians were displaced, resulting in mass displacement, no safe return, and the effective erasure of a millennium of identity. ICJ Precedent 1, Bosnia 2007, established that genocide can be proven through patterns of violence. It sets a survival threshold, and genocidal intent can be inferred from the scale and systematic nature of the actions. Bosnia matters because it established a pattern where a blockade followed by an assault is a genocidal action. The ICJ recognized starvation as a method, providing Article 2C support for proving unlivable conditions. ICJ Precedent 2, Croatia 2015, clarified that cultural destruction is evidence of intent. It examined forced displacement as a factor in physical destruction, reinforcing the existence threshold for a group's ability to exist. Croatia is relevant because the systematic destruction of Artsakh's cultural sites serves as evidence of intent to destroy identity. The forced removal and infrastructure loss target the group's ability to sustain biological life. ICJ Precedent 3, Myanmar 2020, found plausibility based on forced displacement and mass violence. Village destruction and the deliberate denial of essentials were recognized as methods of biological destruction. Myanmar matters because Artsakh's blockade and mass exodus mirror the conditions cited in the Myanmar case. The ICJ has accepted that similar claims constitute evidence of genocidal risk, meeting the plausibility threshold. ICJ Precedent 4, Bosnia PM 1993, established that intent is inferred from conduct, not just official statements. Pattern recognition and systematic harm are primary evidence for granting urgent provisional measures. The Bosnia Provisional Measures ruling is significant. Systematic deprivation was recognized as a systematic act of destruction, and intent is inferred from consistent acts. This precedent supports lowering the evidentiary bar for provisional protection. ICJ Precedent 5, Southwest Africa, 1966, addressed systematic discrimination and segregation as violations of international obligations. The court recognized the destruction of essential living conditions as an actionable violation under international law. The Southwest Africa precedent matters because it established that a blockade is a form of structural deprivation targeting group survival. Infrastructure destruction was recognized as a systematic method to degrade life support systems. Based on this assessment, the evidentiary threshold for Article 2C has been plausibly met. Consistent ICJ precedents, including Southwest Africa, provide a robust legal framework to support claims of structural harm. The prima facie evidence confirms that the case merits a full hearing. This legal framework supports the presentation of evidence that deliberate infliction of unlivable conditions occurred.